Hello everyone, welcome to LearnOverflow. In this video, we will discuss about another liquid problem that is a rotate image. This is a medium level problem and we'll understand how exactly the question should be approached and how we should find a solution to this kind of question. So before moving on, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, make sure to subscribe to LearnOverflow for regular LeetCode videos like this. So the first thing it says like you are given an n cross n 2D matrix. So it's an n cross n, you're going to say it's a square matrix, okay? Representing an image, and then further it says like rotate the image by 90 degrees, okay, like a clockwise. Okay, so that's the whole idea. So you need to rotate the image 90 degree clockwise direction. So what's clockwise? Clockwise direction is something like this direction, fine. Like it should go from like this round should go, not like the other way around shouldn't be the clockwise. This is anti-clockwise, so we should do this, we should do this one. Right now, let's understand the example. One example is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is there, and how we are finding the solution. The solution is like 7 is being moved to this position, 4 is being moved to this position, and 1 moved to this position. So say that that's like 7 is here, 4 here, and 1. And similarly, 8 is moved to the position of 4, 9 is moved to the position of 7, and similarly you can see 6 is moved to the position of 8. Like see this I'm taking this thing, okay, and then 3 is position moved to the position of 9, and then 2 is moved to the position of 6. So that's the rotation happened. And if there's any singular element in the middle, that doesn't rotate. But if there's any element like this, like 4, 8, 3, 6 in example 2, okay, so this thing rotated as well in a clockwise direction. You can see 3 went above, 4 went right, 8 went down, and 6 went to its left. That's the resultant matrix we find in the middle as well. So that's how rotation happened. Okay, so that's how it happened. Now we need to see how we should do this, because the question further gives us a challenge that we have to rotate the image in place. That means we have to like modify the given matrix. Like we cannot take another 2D matrix and do it. Okay, so we cannot do that. Okay, like it says, we do not allow allocate another 2D matrix and do the rotation, because if you allocate another 2D matrix, it will be pretty simple. Like there will be a loop running from like running from m cross n loop, like a nested for loop running to each of the elements. And similarly there's other like function, like another matrix we took, and what we'll do, we'll simply take the values in like in horizontal values, like all the vertical values we will take and place them in horizontal manner. So that's what, if we do, is that's easy solution. But that's not what they are asking us to do, because they say we should do it in place, like a single matrix should only be used. So how we can do this? Okay, so let's quickly write down our example one. Say we have 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, and then 6, followed by 7, 8, and 9. Fine. Uh, just ignore that improper writing of 6. Anyways, so what's the idea? Idea is like the first thing we should do is like see, can we swap these elements like 4 and 2? Is it possible? 2 should go to 6, but if we swap 4 and 2, what will be the answer? Like what will happen if we swap 4 and 2, if we swap 7 and 3? Fine. Like what I'm trying to do is like swap the like elements diagonally. Okay, so what will happen, we will get a transpose of this element. That means in the first step, what we're trying to do, we are trying to find a transpose of the elements, and the output will be something like 1 remains in its place, then 4 comes up, okay, and then 7 comes up, fine, and then 2 comes up over here because we swapped 4 and 2, and then 5 remains in its place because that's a diagonal element, and then 6 isn't here. Now in place of 6, 8 comes up, fine. Now post that, we find that 7 was replaced by 3, so 3 comes over here, and further 6 comes over here, fine, and then 9 remains in its place, fine. So if we do this, what we find actually, see, we actually more or less came closer to answer. So what we did actually, we transpose our matrix, fine. So that's what we did, we transposed our matrix, fine. Now, once you transpose a like if you are not comfortable with transpose, I mean, you should start practicing those transpose on simple mathematics. That's not I'm talking about any programming or something like that, but transpose in mathematics or matrix classes of mathematics. Okay, so that's a simple thing we're doing now. Then what can we do once we have completed our transpose? Now see if we just like change these elements like 7 and 1, like and then 2 and 8, right? If we just change this element and further 3 and 9, just each of the on each of the rows we're just interchanging the first and the last element, like just interchanging the first and last element and keep swapping this element. So first thing what we did, we simply transpose, like we're just swapping, okay, swapping of ij position, okay, with to ji position. That's what transpose is. We're just swapping ij to ji. Fine. That's what swapping is. And then what we did, we then swap. Like the next step, what we're doing, we are swapping each of the elements in a row. Like we are swapping in for ij, okay, uh, with what we are swapping with matrix length -1 -2. But that's basically like keeping our I same, keeping our I same. So that means we are in the same row and we're changing it with like the last element with respect to the which element we are at. It's like length of the row of that's n we have, right? Length minus j, like sorry, length minus yeah, j, length minus j, because that's the j count, and then -1 because that's the stores which element we are at. So we simply do these two steps, and that's how we end up having our desired answer. Right? If we do this step, what will be our answer? Our answer will be something like 7 comes at beginning, then 4, then 1. Then if we swap 2 and 8, it's like 8, 5, and then 2. Fine. And if we swap 3 and 9, it will be like 9, 6, and 3. See, that's what our answer is over here. Fine. That's what our expected answer over here. Fine. Here is what we find. Okay, so there's also a case like if we are asked to do some kind of like clockwise is there. If we are asked to do anti-clockwise, what we could have done, we should have just simply changed this in each column rather than changing it each row. We should have changed it in each column, and that would have given us an anti-clockwise or a 90-degree rotation. Fine. But if since it is asking us for a clockwise 90-degree rotation, we will change, like we'll swap in simply for each row. So that's the simple idea, and you can do anything with it. Okay, so let's quickly write the code down and let's quickly like write it and try to solve it. The first thing is transposing the matrix. Okay, and the next thing is swapping each of the elements in our row, in a particular row, each of the elements from both the ends. Okay, so let's try to do it. Fine, let's try to solve it. So here we can see it's a pretty fast solution. It's a 0 millisecond solution. And if we just look back, what exactly we try to do, we simply did the transpose in the first place. Okay. And then we swapped our like each of the elements swapped one by one, each of the elements based on the each row. So you can see like the row for our I went from 0 to n, like all the rows. Okay. And we went from 0 to n/2 for half of the row, like in each of the row for we went half of it because we are just swapping from the first and the last, first and the last, so we just went half of it. Okay, so that's the idea over here. And something I made a small mistake was that like when we do it, when we are being transpose like it's not we are going from 0 to n for the rows, all the rows, and for the columns we go from I, like the I to it till n. Okay, that's how we just change the element. If it's something at a position like this, let's say it's like 0 0 0 0 is like over here, fine. If we just change like swap this is will nothing happen, then it will be like 0 1 is over here, fine. So if we just go for 0 1, uh okay, we don't swap it with anything, we swap it with 0 1 with 1 0, fine. 1 0 we swapped it with this because say in a case, say it's going from like I is going from 0 till n, fine, and then j is also going from 0 till n. Then if we do something like that and we try to swap those elements ij and with gi, then we'll find like the element will end up having the same position. Why is it so? Like if it's first time I is 0 0, so it swaps with nothing, and then when I like I is 0 and j becomes 1, fine. Once j becomes 1, it's like 0 1, and we swap it with 1 0. So a swap happens when I is at this position, I is 0 and j is 1, fine. Another when I is 0 when and j is 1, we find like we need to swap it again. Like why is it so? We are swapping it again in the sense like we 0 1 and it swapped with it like sorry 0 2 and it swapped it with 2 0, fine. A swap happens between them. Now I is already in 0 and j reached 2. Now in the second case when I is at 1, and if we try to, if we start j from 0 itself, we'll be swapping it again, right? But that's not what we're like what we're trying to do. We're trying to do for the rest of the element. When I is like 1, we should start j from 1 itself, that is 1 1, okay, and try to swap itself. If there's no swap, then is I is 1 and j becomes like 2, so 1 2 we come across. So we are just keeping this 0 1 again, just making sure the I starts from like j starts from I itself. Okay, so that's how we're just keeping some alias, and that's how we are doing our whole transpose thing. So that's how you saw like the question works for us, and it gives us a pretty good result of a 0 ml solution, right? So that's it about this videos, guys. If you have any doubts or anything related to this question, make sure to comment it down in the comments below. I'll be happy to help you out with the comments. And also, do subscribe to this channel for regular LeetCode videos like this. Thank you all.